Hello everybody, let's continue this chapter. In previous class we have started this chapter 4, understanding laws, and in starting I have given meaning of 2-3 terms that was important for this chapter, right? You learn about the law making, and most important topic of this that class was, do laws apply to all? Okay, we have done in previous class till here. Historians did not agree that British period was considered as a rule of law. British developed rule of law in India, and there were several reasons they have given. Amongst those reasons, 2 reasons were important. Number 1, they said that the British rule was arbitrary rule, and second, that our nationalists play a very important role in evolution of the justice in the colonial period. Right? Now we are starting from this paragraph. With the adoption of the Constitution, this document served as the foundation on which our representatives began making laws for the country. In previous lesson, I told you that once we, after election, once we elected our representative, then they start making laws for the country. Every year, our representative pass several new laws as well as amend existing ones. Right? Once laws are making, it is not like that are everlasting. There are requirement of amendment rate, there are requirement of deletion of some laws, addition of some laws. So every year our representatives pass several new laws as well as amend existing ones. In your class 6 book, you read about the Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005. According to this new law, sons, daughters and their mothers can get an equal share of family property. Right? Previously, Hindu Succession Act was that only sons get the right in the father's property. But after amendment in 2005, now new laws is saying that sons, daughters and their mothers can get equal share of family property. Similarly, new laws have been enacted to control pollution and provide employment. Recently, you can, if you are aware about the recent affairs, our Indian government has passed new laws. They have done some amendment in the existing laws. How do people come to think and propose that a new law is necessary? You will read more about this in the next section. Right? So now suppose how we come to know that there is a requirement of law, new law. Right? If law is there, there is a requirement of some amendment, some changes. How we come to know, and how government come to know, and how government is doing, that you need to learn. So the next topic is, how do new laws come about? Right? Just main topic or main points of the how do new law comes about, that the Indian Parliament makes laws for the entire country, that you know very well. The most important function of Parliament of making law. Whenever people think that a new law is necessary, they propose for it. The Parliament then comes forward and does what is required. The issue of domestic violence was raised by the people. It was brought to the attention of the Parliament, which in due course passed a new law, the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act, to approve this issue. That story is given in this chapter. And the role of citizen is crucial in helping Parliament frame the different concerns that people might have into law. Means if people are facing problem and people find that there should be law, then people only play very important role and force Parliament to make some law. The Parliament has an important role in making laws. There are many ways through which this takes place, and it is often different groups in society that raise the need for particular law. Right? Parliament itself, it cannot make that now every year we will make 2 rules, so that this year we will make this law. But there are society people, there are different groups in the society that they raise the need for the particular law. An important role of Parliament is to be sensitive to the problems faced by the people. Right? It is not like Parliament cannot overheard that people are telling them, let them speak, we will do according to our wish. Parliament is to be sensitive to the problems faced by the people, and they need to think, and then they'll discuss, and then they will start making of law. Let us read the following story to understand how issues of domestic violence was brought to the attention of Parliament and the process adopted for this issue to become law. they have given interesting story about the domestic violence and how that law against the domestic violence passed in the parliament. Right now, here in this paragraph, they have given the definition, meaning of domestic violence. First, let us understand this. Domestic violence generally refers to the injury or harm or threat of injury or harm caused by an adult male, usually the husband, against his wife. Means what is the domestic violence? Mostly generally refers to any kind of injury, physically, mentally, any kind of injury or harm or threat by an adult male and usually by husband against his wife. Injury may be caused by physically beating up the women or by emotionally abusing her. Abuse of the women also include verbal, sexual, economical abusement. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 extend the understanding of the term domestic to include all women who live or have lived together in a shared house. Right? So the law was already there, but there was some amendment and they extend the meaning of domestic. What is the term domestic means here? It includes all women who live or have lived together in shared household, with the male member who is perpetrating the violence. Means who is creating the violence with that male. If that women has lived together or shared household, then this considered as a domestic. Right? Hope it you make it clear. Domestic violence. And very interestingly, this story is given with the dateline, so you can understand how long it will take, how long it take to make a law in parliament. First, that newspaper news came, the Protection of Women Domestic Violence Act 2000 passed. Shazia, did you read today's newspaper? Isn't it a great day for women? Not just women, violence-free homes will benefit everyone. Kusum, it's take such a long time to get this law passed. In fact, it began with establishment need for a new law. Means these two ladies are discussing about the new law passed against the domestic violence. Kusum and Sajia work for women's organization. They remember the journey of how the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act got passed. Now they are just remembering the story. April 1991, a typical day at their office. I need advice. My husband beat me up. I haven't told anyone so far. I feel so ashamed. I can't go on like this anymore, but I have nowhere to go. One lady, she is complaining about after long time of that tolerance. Now she is telling that I am feeling ashamed, but I cannot go on like this anymore, and where to go. So she came to office. I am being ill-treated by my son and daughter-in-law. They verbally abuse me. I have no access to my bank accounts. They may even throw me out. Here another lady is also having some problem in her house and she is complaining about this. I do not want to go to the police. I just want to stop the violence. Right? This is the situation of women in, especially in India. They are not able to complain about their husband, their family members in police station. They don't want to go. I just don't want to be thrown out of the house. What they are playing here, that they just wanted to stop the violence. Unfortunately, the existing law is a criminal one and does not offer this option. This lady to whom these two ladies have met up, she is telling that our law, what is the law is there, it is not just having this type of options. Throughout the 1990s, the need for new law was raised in different forums. We have heard testimonies of several women. We have seen that women want protection against being beaten, the right to continue living in a shared household, and often temporary relief. We need a new civil law to address these issues. It means then in public gathering also they were discussing and debating on this act, and they were raising voice against domestic violence. These all are the further incidents after in 1991 these two women are complaining, then several public gatherings are held, and they all are debating on the issues against the women domestic violence. In 1999, lawyers collective, a group of lawyers, law students and activists, after nationwide consultations, took the lead in drafting the Domestic Violence Prevention and Protection Bill. right? They prepare a draft against domestic violence. Means it was not only this domestic against domestic violence, it was prevention and protection bill. This draft bill was widely circulated, right? So in society also, whenever there is some issues, for that they will first prepare draft, they will circulate it widely. After getting it positive concern, then it will send to the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The definition of domestic violence should include physical, economic, sexual, verbal and emotional abuse. Right? They are discussing that we are talking about domestic violence means what is the meaning of that. In previous page I told you that domestic violence include any kind of abusement, whether it is physical, economic, sexual, verbal, emotional abusement. The law should cover any women living within a shared domestic space. They should be protected from being evicted from the shared house. Means they are telling about that domestic violence bill should be like this, that there should be law that women where they are sharing house, they cannot be evicted easily. What about some monetary relief? So these are the various issues. Before passing a law, at a different forums, different platform, people are discussing on the bill. Meetings were held with different organizations. The women movement want new laws on domestic violence. The government should introduce it in parliament soon. Now in different organizations, government officers also, they started discussing on it. Finally, the bill was introduced in parliament in 2002. See, that incident happened in 1991. Then gradually the debate and discussion. The bill is none of what we have been suggesting. We must oppose the bill in its present form. Right? When they prepare a bill and present parliament, still women were not satisfied that whatever they were requiring for the bill, it was not there. So they were telling that we will oppose the present bill. Let's have a press conference. We could also start an online petition. So through press conference, through petition, they also raise voice against the discrimination or any kind of violence. Several women's organizations, National Commissions for Women, made submission to the Parliament Standing Committee. Right? There is a committee also, Parliament Standing Committee also. They are taking suggestions from the citizens regarding any issues. So here several women organizations and National Commission for Women, they also given their suggestions to the Parliament Committee. Esteemed members of the Parliamentary Standing Committee, the present bill must be changed. We do not agree with the definition of domestic violence being proposed. Means whatever the definition of domestic violence was given in that bill which was about to circulate in the parliament, they were not agreed. The law need to be provided for temporary custody of children also. Some another amendment was also they are suggesting. At a press conference in October 2006, what is this new law? This law is first in recognizing a woman's right to a violence-free home and provides a comprehensive definition of domestic violence. Right? So now in press conference they are elaborating the meaning and law what they wanted. This is a civil law aimed at providing relief to millions of women, including wives, mothers, daughters, sisters affected by violence in their own homes. This law is a very significant step because it recognizes the right of women to live in a shared household. Women can get a protection and order against any further violence. Women can get monetary relief to meet their expenses including medical costs. Now begins another long journey. Yes, now the government has to ensure that this law is implemented and enforced. So after all this long struggle, that suggestions by the women's conferences, women organizations, then they sent in parliament and then government passed a law in 2005 and is adopted in 2006. Right? Still they are telling that government has to ensure that this law is implemented and enforced. Right? Because there are so many laws in our country. Right? On paper they are there, but properly implementations are not there, so effectiveness is not at all. That's why enforcement of the law is very important. So here related to that story, few questions are there. Let us discuss. What do you understand by domestic violence? List the two rights that the new law help achieve for women who are survived of violence. Right? So you can find definition of domestic violence in that yellow box, and you can write two laws that number one, women cannot be evicted from the shared house, and monetary relief or some compensation should be given, medical cost should be given. Can you list one process that was used to make more people aware of the needs for this law? Yes, we can say that public rally, organization meet, there are online petition. There are many ways through which they can make people aware and ask for the new law. From the above storyboard, can you list two different ways in which people lobbied parliament? Yes, here you can write here about press conference, you can write about national commissions for women, parliamentary standing commission, through which they are sending their suggestions to the MPs and Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. In the following poster, what do you understand by the phrase equal relationships are violence free? Right, here you can see that men and women both are sharing equal relationship. Equal relationships are violence free. The quotation, the heading is given to this chart. Often women who face violence or are abused are seen as a victims. But women struggle in several different ways to survive these situations. Right? Most of the cases that women are considered as a victim. But in many cases women struggle and survive also. Therefore, it is the more accurate to refer to them as a survivor rather than as a victim. Right? Only victims and just a poor condition of women is drawn. It is not right. Women has to be survivor. Women has to fight for her rights. So that is shown in this poster. So as the above example shows, the role of citizen is crucial in helping parliament frame different concerns that people might have into laws. Means here through this story, through this storyboard, you come to know that citizen's role is very important. Role of citizen is crucial in helping parliament. That they think, they make a draft, they make a bill, and then they pass in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. But if citizen will be aware, they will raise their voice. Only this way they can raise their voice and reach it to the MPs. So to make a new law, citizens should be aware first. From the establishing the needs for the new law to its being passed, at every stage of the process, the voice of the citizen is a crucial element. This voice can be heard through TV reports, newspaper, editorials, radio broadcasts, local meetings, right? Petition, in previous case it was their organization, press conference, all of which help in making the work that parliament does more accessible and transparent to the people. Right? In previous chapter when I was explaining, I told you that both the chapters are as a continuing. We cannot say that these both are separate chapters. That's why in that third function of the parliament, I told you that we will further discuss in the next chapter, and that's why both the chapters are given same unit. Right? Parliament will be effective if people are aware. If citizens are aware about their rights and they make parliament on its toe. So citizens' roles are always crucial. If they want something change in the society, they need to aware people about it. So this is how a new law comes about. I hope you understand the stages of making a new law. It is not so easy process that we will tell and that next day government will make a law. It is not at all. There are several steps through that it has to pass, and citizens' support should be there. Okay students, I hope you made it clear how new laws comes about. Right, here they have given in side box Rosa Parks. You remember in last year Rosa Parks story and Rosa Parks struggles against racism, and then they pass a law, Civil Right Act in 1964. So all the acts which whether in India or whether in any country, citizens support and their role is most important. Okay students, we are keeping the lesson till here. Now in next class we will learn about some unpopular and controversial laws. Okay student, goodbye, have a fantastic day.